This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a woman who was found guilty of killing her 7-month-old child in 2017 was back in court today.
Our Madeline Gernhardt has more.
Miranda Hopkins, who was found guilty of manslaughter in 2017, returned to Waldo County Superior Court to argue she received insufficient counsel. Hopkins claims that the investigation was inadequate, citing her use of marijuana was misrepresented, as well as post-verdict misconduct and improper preparation for sentencing. Hopkins's defense attorneys from the 2017 trial were called as witnesses and were questioned on the lack of investigation of Hopkins's former husband.
I mean, I don't have a specific recollection of the conversations as I see it right now, but we definitely spoke about her husband or ex-husband, whatever he was.
The prosecution argued Hopkins had not previously alleged that the husband was involved, and that the lock systems installed on the trailer where they lived were never a concern to Hopkins. Hopkins herself took the stand as a witness to speak to the nature of the security system which her former husband had installed in the trailer where the family lived. Hopkins also testified regarding her medicinal marijuana use and the alleged ineffective nature of her preparation for sentencing. Hopkins expressed remorse for her statement of apology during that sentencing.
I'm still finding out to this day how this has hurt people and affected people. And I'm sorry, it's not good. I'm sorry I said it.
Wednesday's hearing was the first of a 2-day hearing. Proceedings will continue Thursday at Waldo County Court. In Belfast, Madeline Gernhardt, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A Palmyra man was arrested today in connection with an armed robbery that happened in Winslow over the weekend. 30-year-old Dustin Smith was arrested by state police at his workplace at 10:30 this morning in connection with the robbery. He faces numerous charges, including robbery, theft, aggravated assault, and criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon. Just after 6 on Sunday night, Winslow police got a call about an armed robbery that had happened on the Abbott Road. Chief Leonard McDade says the suspects fled the scene before officers arrived. He says the victim, the suspect, and a female all arrived at the crime scene together. He says the suspect allegedly pointed a handgun at the victim and ordered him to get out of the car. Once outside of the vehicle, the suspect allegedly had the victim remove his clothes, then fired the gun and assaulted the victim, causing facial injuries. McDade says the suspect allegedly left with an undisclosed amount of cash. The victim was taken to a Waterville hospital to be treated for his injuries and released later that night.
Maine's Attorney General says 2 state troopers were justified in their use of deadly force when they shot and killed a Pittsfield man in February. According to Pittsfield police, the parents of 27-year-old Gregory LaSalle said he was out of control and had threatened them with a tire iron and fire poker. They opted to stay in a hotel that night. Police say his parents told them when they returned to their home the next day, Gregory insisted his father read aloud to him from the Bible, and when he stopped, LaSalle told his father the dog had to die. LaSalle then ran upstairs to retrieve a gun, according to the report, and his father took the dog outside. And while outside, LaSalle's father said he heard a gunshot from inside the residence. When he went back in, he said his son was pointing a gun at him. The parents told police that's when LaSalle turned the rifle toward his mother, who was on the phone with 911. They were able to escape after getting the gun away from him, and a police standoff ensued. Police say LaSalle eventually came out of the house armed and fired at officers during a scuffle over the gun.
A U.S. District Court has approved the final settlement of a class action suit returning unemployment benefits seized from incarcerated workers in Maine. Under the settlement, the state agreed to return the unemployment benefits it seized from 54 incarcerated workers at the onset of the COVID pandemic. The court-approved settlement requires the unemployment benefits seized from the workers' prison accounts to be returned by September 14th. According to Megan Sway with the American Civil Liberties Union of Maine, the settlement also recognizes that the money in incarcerated individuals' prison accounts is their property, meaning the state can't seize money from those accounts without due process.
Well, Maine's public defender system wants to more than double its budget to better represent people who can't afford an attorney. The Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services voted to recommend a $62.1 million budget next year. The proposal would open 4 public defender offices in the state and raise the hourly fee to $150 per hour for court-appointed lawyers. The state is being sued by the American Civil Liberties Union of Maine, which contends there's a failure to ensure the constitutional right to effective counsel. Maine is the only state in the nation without a public defender's office for people who cannot afford to hire a lawyer.
$5.8 million in federal grant funding is headed to the state of Maine. Senators Susan Collins and Angus King announced today the economic and infrastructure grants will be going to 11 towns and organizations in Maine. The money comes from the Northern Border Regional Commission. The grants will be used to replace aging water infrastructure, improve roadways, enhance rural broadband access, and support small businesses.
And speaking of Maine's congressional delegation, Mainers expressed their thanks to some of the congressional delegation today. Notes and thank you letters were dropped off at the offices of Senator Angus King, as well as Representatives Jared Golden and Shelley Pingree, regarding their votes in support of the Inflation Reduction Act. The act was signed into law last week by President Biden and will make investments in fighting climate change, expanding affordable health care, and addressing the high cost of prescription medication.
We know that there's a lot more work to be done to make sure that everyone has equal access to health care, but we are very glad that this is a step in the good direction, and we want Senator King to know that we recognize and appreciate the hard work that he and his staff have done to make this happen.
The investments in the act will be funded at least in part by new taxes on large corporations.
The Belfast Veterans of Foreign Wars Post will be holding a first-ever auction to help local veterans in need. The auction takes place on Saturday. Registration starts at noon and ends at 1 o'clock. Then the bidding begins. The proceeds will benefit the VFW's Relief Fund, which helps vets in need pay their bills and meet basic everyday needs. The VFW's commander says the mission of the VFW is to honor the dead by helping the living, and they are anticipating a difficult year with increased community need. So they need people to come on down to the auction, bid on items, and make donations.
There's a little something for everybody at the auction. There's toys, there's kitchen items, there's grills, tools. We're hoping people come in. We'll be accepting all kinds of payments, including cash, checks, credit cards. So we're hoping everybody comes in and enjoys the day and helps us help each other.
Robert says local businesses have generously donated new and used items for the auction. Again, registration begins at noon, and folks will have an hour to view the items up for auction. Food and beverages will also be available. So if you didn't have plans this weekend, sounds like
that sounds like a good time.
It really does.
And for a great cause, which is always an awesome combination.
Yep.
And here's hoping Mother Nature will cooperate, as I believe at least part of that will be transpiring outdoors. I actually think most of it will. And let's turn things over, take a first look at our forecast and find out what's coming.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. And our first weather today is brought to you by Scott's Recreation, locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Oronoa, Maine. So it was a pretty mild start to the day today. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s for the most part, so it is a bit of a mild start to the day. So you'd expect it to maybe reach those 80s, maybe 90s for a great start to the morning, but not quite like that today. Temperatures were only in the 70s across the state, so it was a bit of a warmer start to the day, but it didn't end up as nice as we'd like it to. Temperatures are average closer to 80, so all across the state today, we had some pretty well below average temperatures, lots of cloud cover, even some sprinkles out there, a couple of showers, especially north of Bangor in the northern part of the state. Most of that is starting to dissipate, so it's going to start to move out, and we're finally going to start to clear out tonight as temperatures cool off into the 60s. Beth and Peter?
All right, looks pretty good for a first weather.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
See what's to come.
All right, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, the University of Maine unveils its new Engineering Education and Design Center.
And Southwest Harbor Library is offering free media literacy courses. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Bar Harbor Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed with commercial lending, cash management tools, and merchant services. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, named one of America's best banks.
Al, did you make that call?
Honey, we already have Medicare. Why do I need to call?
Alan, the Feldman said we may be able to get additional benefits with a Medicare Advantage plan right here in our zip code with $0 monthly premiums.
Honey, what do you mean additional benefits? We turned 65, we got Medicare. That's all there is to it, right?
I'm talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. We have traditional Medicare, which is only Medicare Parts A and B, but not Part C.
Wait. So not everyone on Medicare is a Part C plan?
No, that's why we need to call, because there may be plans available with additional benefits that aren't covered under Medicare Parts A and B. We don't have a Medicare Part C plan which covers everything in Part A and Part B plus extra benefits in Medicare Part C.
What kind of extra benefits?
There are great plans that may be available with extra benefits like dental, vision, and hearing.
Did you say dental?
Yes, dental. Medicare Part C plans could include dental benefits that help cover routine dental exams and teeth cleanings, plus dental x-rays, fillings, gum disease treatment, and dentures.
We need that. I'm calling.
If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now, because there may be plans with additional benefits available that are simply not covered under Medicare Parts A and B, like routine dental coverage. If you're on Medicare, you can call even if you called last year. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits. You don't get a plan with additional benefits automatically. If you're losing coverage, moving, or new to Medicare, call to speak with a licensed insurance agent. Remember, you don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically. Call now for your free 2022 no-obligation Medicare benefits review. Call 800-413-8094. 800-413-8094.
Easier banking anywhere, anytime, with online bill pay, digital wallet, mobile deposit, and more. Whatever you're planning, saving for, or working toward, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, named one of America's best banks.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
President Joe Biden announced a plan to cancel a portion of student loan debt for millions of Americans, a sweeping move that aligns with some of his promises on the campaign trail. ABC's Morgan Norwood reports.
President Joe Biden announcing a plan to cancel a portion of student loan debt for millions of Americans, a sweeping move aligning with some of his promises on the campaign trail, one he says will help ease inflation in the long run.
All this means people can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt, to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business.
The Biden administration student loan forgiveness plan forgives up to $20,000 if you went to college on Pell Grants. For other federal loan borrowers, the plan will forgive up to $10,000. But forgiveness only applies to those earning less than $125,000 per year, or $250,000 if they're a part of a household. That's calculated based on their 2020 or 2021 taxes. Some borrowers telling ABC News this is a huge relief.
It does weigh on me a little bit. I've thought about getting a roommate to help cover some costs. I've thought about getting a second job.
The president has faced a lot of pressure to act. Democrats see this as a potentially galvanizing issue for young people ahead of the midterms, while Republicans are blasting it as an unfair handout. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell calling it student loan socialism.
I believe my plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families.
The president also announced that the current pause on federal student loan repayment will be extended one final time through December 31st. He also says the Department of Education will lay out a short and simple form to apply for this relief. That's expected within the coming weeks. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Meanwhile, the University of Maine unveiled the latest addition to its Orono campus today. Devin Dagnalt has more.
After years of work, the University of Maine has opened the doors of the E. James and Eileen P. Ferland Engineering, Education, and Design Center. Dean of Engineering Dana Humphreys says the university has constructed this new engineering center not only to improve the education of its current students, but also to attract current and future engineers to the state.
Maine desperately needs more engineering and computing professionals. And what this building does, it will both attract students here to want to study engineering and computing, and it will help us do an even better job educating those students.
Each floor of the center has been outfitted to serve a different aspect of engineering. The first floor features a cafe, laboratories, common areas, and several workshops for students to meet and collaborate on work with each other and their professors. The second and third floors will become the new homes for the mechanical and bioengineering faculty and classrooms.
That we have a resource and an asset here that is best in class, that the state of Maine needs to be proud of what we have here, and our legislature and 2 governors have supported this work as well as so many others. And we are very excited about the kinds of partnerships we'll make throughout the state with this building at the center.
The University of Maine is wasting no time putting the Design Center to use, and will be having students attend classes as early as 8 a.m. on Monday morning. Good luck to them. In Orono, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 Fox 22.
Well, the Southwest Harbor Public Library is offering a series of media literacy courses free of charge during the month of September. As a part of the National Digital Equity Center programs, the library will be offering multi-day classes on email basics and iPhone basics. The courses are free and open to the public. However, the capacity of the email basics course will be limited to 6 attendees. Kate McMullen, the Director of Communications and Technology at the library, explained the importance of the programs to the community.
Got all sorts of, versions and apps and things like that. But really, it's even just getting to how do I get to my email on my phone? How do I get Wi-Fi? And these things are essential today. You can't do anything without them.
The first of the email basics courses will take place September 1st, while the iPhone basics course starts on September 12th.
All right, really cool opportunity there to be able to navigate technology a little bit better.
Yeah, especially if you're not technology savvy, it doesn't come naturally to you.
Right.
A little help there.
Absolutely.
All right.
Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. What you can expect if you plan on visiting Acadia this coming Labor Day weekend.
And in sports, we'll head to Orono for the annual Meet the Black Bears night at the Alfond. We'll have that story right after the break.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home? Here with At Home FAB and KBF, we offer a great selection of appliances, furniture, bedding, cabinetry, flooring, and more. We have a friendly, welcoming environment and will work with you every step of the way from start to finish. We service our merchandise. Any fixes or repairs, we can do that too. Our professional team has more than 50 years of experience and is here to help. Stop in and ask about our Synchrony 12 months financing with no interest and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You saw high commission investment products, right?
Nope, Fisher avoids them.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Never at Fisher Investments.
Okay, then you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No. We structure our fees so we do better when clients do better. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
At Hood, our love for New England inspired New England Creamery. We make it with premium Hood milk and cream, then we overload it with the good stuff. Like Green Mountain Mint chip with a rich fudgy swirl. Maine Sweet Blueberry with real delicious blueberries. And Cape Cod Fudge Shop, packed with fudgy truffles. Hood's New England Creamery, from Hood, for New England. Try all 13 flavors.
Come on down! Come on down! Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
I'll take The Price is Right instant ticket, please.
Play The Price is Right instant ticket from the main lottery today. Win up to $250,000 instantly. Or enter for your chance to win a trip to Las Vegas for a chance to win up to $50 million in the Come On Down Challenge. Come on down.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're live in Orono, and I'm telling you right now, the energy is electric here at Alphon Stadium. It's Meet the Black Bears night with Maine football, and whether you're 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, or 26, this is the place to be right here. The kids will have the opportunity to run drills, get autographs from some of the players, eat some pizza, and they're even going to be watching Minions: The Rise of Gru. I mean, that movie was just in theaters, and it's already coming to Alphon Stadium. For the players, it basically means the end of a grueling training camp and an opportunity to spend some time with kids in the community. And I have one of Maine Football Zone right here and former sports intern Jack Webb, who's joining us now. Jack, I'm going to ask you 6 questions real quick, rapid fire, just to get a taste of what's going on here today. You ready?
All right, you ready?
All right, first one. What is your favorite animated movie?
Lightning McQueen with Cars.
Cars, that's mine too. That's a great take. Favorite topping on pizza?
I'm a classic guy. I'm going to go pepperoni.
Me too. That's 2 for 2 right now. Hopefully you're keeping track at home. All right, if you were to play another position outside of lineman, what is your favorite position in football?
It's got to be running back. You know what I mean? Being a bigger guy myself, I can never make those cuts, make those agile moves, so I kind of block for him. Would love to be a running back, though.
I think I heard some chirps here. We're with the defensive backs. I don't know if they like running back there. All right, now I got to ask you, if you were to make it pro in one sport other than football, which one would you want to go pro in?
I would definitely pick baseball and starting pitcher. A couple $1 million just to play, every 5 days? I mean, that's the best deal in sports.
Would you have an out pitch?
I think I'd be a knuckleballer, to be honest, knuckleballer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, last question here. This is the big one. You guys start on September 3rd. It's an away game at New Mexico. You'll be back here home against Colgate on September 10th. What is your prediction for the fight? What is your prediction for the 2022 season?
We're really excited. We got a great culture set here. We've been working on it since December, since we ended our last season. We're working really hard. We're really excited. I think we're going to have a great year.
All right, that's Jack Webb. Jack, best of luck this season. We'll be following you along, of course. Appreciate it as always. A little handshake right here. Day before they kick off their season against New Mexico, it's the first week of Friday Night Lights, and we spoke with Bangor football earlier this week. They had a breakout 2021 season. Things might be a little different just given the personnel, but they still have expectations to progress the momentum going into this fall.
Did you feel last year the energy around Bangor football was back?
Yes, definitely it was.
By all accounts, 2021 was a turning point for a Bangor program looking to recapture the days of old.
Growing up through this program, Bangor football was pretty much in the shadow, and I think that last year definitely brought us back.
At 7-2, the Rams hosted their first playoff game since 2014. But progress isn't always linear, and this season the slate gets wiped clean as the Rams move forward without nearly all of last year's starters.
There's a lot of now juniors, people who didn't play as much last year, coming in wanting to show what they got.
One of those juniors is quarterback Jack Shook, who enters the season as QB1 after waiting in the wings of former QB Max Clark.
They've always worked harder than everybody I know. I think they definitely deserved what they got last year. That's just because of the work ethic alone. I definitely picked up on how to work hard from these seniors.
Learning work ethic is step one. Now, as the new crop of leaders, the challenge becomes making that attitude resonate up and down the roster.
With this right here, guys, it's real simple.
I'm used to sitting back, having the captain speak, but now that's my job, and I think that's the hardest part so far, being that vocal leader that I have to be.
But the good news for Shook is he's not alone in carrying the torch of those who've come and gone.
We have 3 captains on team, but I think on the field we have 11 leaders.
It definitely is big shoes to fill, but I'm here to fill them. I'm here to put in the work, put in the effort, and try and stand out and try and lead this team.
And there's no better way to start the season for the Rams than hosting the Brewer Witches at Cameron Stadium on September 2nd. We will, of course, have coverage of that one and much more as Friday Night Fast Break, I should say Sports Bits, comes back in less than a week. For now, I'm going to get in on the action right here at Meet the Black Bears Day, maybe snag a couple slices of pizza. We'll send it over to Conrad Sapinski with weather.
Thank you so much, Dave. And your main weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. So it was a pretty muggy weather day out there today. Lots of cloud cover, even some showers showing up here on the radar. Most of this is on the scattered end. It's not going to be a big rain event, just some scattered showers still lingering, especially north of Bangor. So expect a couple of sprinkles here and there the next couple of hours. But for the most part, we are in the clear. Most of the northeast is looking pretty dry besides a couple of scattered showers going into Vermont. So the most of that will dissipate. It will finally move out tonight. So by tomorrow, we're going to be in the clear. It's going to be a nice weather day out there tomorrow. Enjoy it while it lasts, because look what happens. More showers and thunderstorms arrive by Thursday into Friday. So a good rainmaker at that as well, bringing around half an inch of rain, maybe 3/4 of an inch in some locations like Bangor, just north as well. Some locations will come in with just a trace of rain, so it's not going to be a really big rainmaker, maybe half an inch in some locations. Temperatures, though, today were pretty chilly. Wasn't the nicest summer day out there. Temperatures in the lower 70s by the coast, Bar Harbor, Rockland, 72 as a high today, 75 here in Bangor, so not too chilly, but still some below average temperatures, and some below average temperatures than what we like it to be this time of year. It is middle to end of August, but don't worry, temperatures are going to warm up. Take a look by Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. We're going to be back in the 80s, so that nice weather is going to be back in the forecast. Some above average warmer temperatures will be back. Don't worry, folks. That dew point is also going to be on the lower end, as their meter does show it being a little bit more on the muggy region the next 3 days. But then look what happens by the weekend. Perfect timing. Dew points start to drop. Humidity levels will be on the lower end, so it's going to feel nice and dry and comfortable out there with pretty near average temperatures, close to 80 degrees. But tonight, it's going to be a pretty mild one once again. We're going to have a pretty mild overnight temperature reading in the lower 60s, partly cloudy skies. Some areas of fog will be possible, so leave extra early tomorrow for your morning commute. It's better be safe than sorry in all of that fog. But look what happens later on. Temperatures are going to really rebound. The sun's going to come out, and we're going to reach those 80s once again. So bring out that sunscreen. Get ready for the heat, as our extended forecast does show more rain chances Friday, and then we clear up by the weekend. Saturday into Sunday, we're looking pretty sunny with temperatures close to average and in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Beth?
Definitely looking forward to those nice cool overnights, maybe some cooler mornings, and kind of easy end of the day.
Absolutely, and a wonderful weekend to look forward to as well.
Yep, indeed. There's still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Get 2.19% APR for 60 months plus $500 purchase allowance on a 2022 Cadillac XT4, XT5, and XT6. Visit Quirk Cadillac in Bangor.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers, and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer, and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-209-5384 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
The Piscataquis Valley Fair, an old-time country fair, August 25th through the 28th in Dover Foxcroft. This reminder brought to you by Mallet Real Estate Agency for old-fashioned honest service in the Penquist region. Puritan Medical Products, makers of quality disposable medical devices, and Hardwood Products, makers of quality disposable woodenware since 1919. And Johnson Foundations, full concrete foundations, floors, pool areas, slabs, specialty walkways, and walls.
When Natural Living Center wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Natural Living Center offers natural groceries, organic produce, the largest selection of supplements in the area, gluten-free products, and more for your health.
Tonight, what we're learning about hundreds of classified documents retrieved from Mar-a-Lago, plus 6 months of war in Ukraine, the new threat from Russia. More Americans turn to world news tonight with David Muir, the most watched program on all of television.
Welcome back, and finally tonight, Acadia National Park is expecting high visitation over Labor Day weekend. Visitors are advised to plan ahead and expect long lines. Park staff ask for visitors to only park in designated parking spaces. Recreation.gov can assist patrons with vehicle and camping reservations. For more information on Acadia National Park, you can call 288-3338. And always a good opportunity and good idea to get down to Acadia National Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you are going to be going this Labor Day weekend, definitely a good idea to plan ahead for the busyness of that weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a destination for many, many people, Mainers included. So, yep, plan ahead, folks.
All right, well, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Good night.